All right.
Kind of like that one right there.
So I don't know what this is all about. You trying playing drums while blind today? Okay, so first order of business is I told Dad, maybe I mentioned it to you, I'm not sure, but you were given an open invite for Rio Mesa.
He told me.
Okay, so that means you can come back and you can play as much as you want.
Good.
All right, so you guys have basketball on Tuesdays?
This is the last.
Last basketball game is literally this Saturday.
Okay, so then you have no other commitments on Tuesdays from here on out?
Every now and then we'll have a baseball game.
Okay, every now and then.
Yep.
Okay.
Like,
So,
like
you guys are in no way obligated to come every week, right? That's not necessarily part of my curriculum or whatever. However, the more that you play, the more experience you get playing with a band, the more comfortable you'll be in that kind of a setting. Maybe then Fundi calls me one of these days and he says, "Hey, I need someone to sub. Can you send somebody to sub?" And I turn around and I send you, and now it's just different charts, but it's the same thing, right? So I'm hoping to build comfort as well as just practice being in an ensemble.
also, can I get the other drum set? Because the one I was on was kind of like tucked away.
Maybe at least one of these times, sure. But the big thing is that they are actually a part of the class.
Yeah.
So if they need the drum set, they need the drum set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're there as an extra bonus, but it's their class. So I do need to still be careful with the way that that's going to operate.
Who drew that?
This actually was something that one of my other students had, and I thought it was so neat that I ripped it, because I think it's a useful tool for where the notes of the drum set go on the staff, right? Hi-hats down here, bass drums right there, floor tom, snare, rack tom, hi-hat, crash, ride. Pretty useful, right?
So hi-hat can be either here or down here.
Well, depending on whether you're pedaling it or you're playing it with your hand.
Yeah.
So if you're playing it with your stick, it's up here. If you're pedaling it, it's down here. So, but yeah, I thought it was useful for learning how to read drum sheet music. So, okay, with that in mind, this is the full list of all the charts that he currently has. He's been talking about adding another one. In fact, he also mentioned on my way out the door to come here, he mentioned another one. So he's bringing up charts all over the place, but this is what we have. So Speak No Evil, you feel good about, right? Easy? Good. This one's new. This is tough. But actually, I think not only is this one of the best written charts, not only is it one of the best written charts that I have in here, but I think it's also very fun to play. So I think you might actually like that one. Stolen Moments, have you worked on that one?
I've never heard of it.
Okay, I'm gonna put it over here. Little Sunflower, that was the one that was brand new when you showed up, right?
Yeah, I got it.
That's the Bossa?
Yeah.
You good? Cool. Oh, I Know You Know Spain.
Yeah, I worked a lot on Spain.
Yeah, you worked your butt off on Spain. Good.
Manteca,
Manteca,
yeah.
feel good about that one? Okay.
It never hurts to go over.
Chameleon, that was one you didn't get to play last time, so hopefully
Literal.
next time you come in, you can play it.
If they just keep
This one you're going to love. I thought this was hilarious. He introduced this chart the day after, and it's a rock chart.
I know.
I was like, if he had introduced a rock chart on the day that he was showing up, it would have been like, hey, here's this new song you've never heard before, but it's a rock chart, so go for it. And then Ellington, no big deal, and Blue Monk, no big deal. Right?
Yeah, why is Blue Monk just like so much? It's just time, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so.
So these are the ones that are new that you're not real familiar with. So
You
we
can
kinda
basically
take a look
tell it to play. So, rock.
at that. I really don't like that chart. I think Birdland. I think it's a fun song to play, and I think you'll enjoy it. I just don't like how the chart's written.
Slow swing, so Stolen
Oh yeah, Stolen Moments will be quite easy.
This is
So we'll probably start with that because that'll be the least amount of work. Stolen Moments you'll pick up pretty quick.
I'm trying to get to the gas station. And it was just the end.
I think this is going to be the hardest one, but I think that one will also. I think you'll also like it.
That didn't work.
Can.
But don't worry about it.
Alright.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I just want to do that.
okay.
If I
Then-
get to do that and Chameleon in one thing, then I'm happy.
Tell you what. Let's do this then. We'll do it in this order.
Slow moments.
This is easy, so we're not going to spend too much time on it. Birdland, I think, will be easy for you. They're struggling a little bit more because all they've known for the past 2 months is jazz. They're not rock drummers, at least not yet.
They will
And
be.
then this is, I think, a
Mambo.
fun chart, but I think it's a hard chart.
So which
so-
one's the best
or-
written?
Maybe it's not that hard,
It's a mambo.
but it'll be a little tricky at first. But I think then you'll be okay.
Think a 2-3 clave.
hmm
Yeah. I gotta remember all my
So,
mambos now.
do you remember the Super Mambo?
No.
Is that the paradiddle left one?
No, that's the
The super
the
mambo
one
is
on
this.
the yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Yep. So the way that I've been playing it is this whole part is just hits, nothing but hits, all at the beginning. But 4 1 2 3 4 boom, then you're in. Okay, those are all hits. So that'll take a minute, but it won't be too bad. Then I play it just as a simple mambo, the easy one that I showed you. Ding chaka ding boom, ding chaka ding boom, ding chaka ding do do ding chaka ding. You know that one?
What was Caravan?
Yeah, okay. You're probably using that in Caravan. Okay, good. So I use that for the beginning. Then when we get here, this says,
Cascada. And I
that's
don't know
the
how to
part that you do on the edge of the drum, but I've been doing it on the bell instead. I've been doing it on the bell of the ride. Ding ta ding ta taka ding ta ticking king king taka ding. So, I've been doing that for here, and then kind of going back and again, it's all dependent. Like Angel can't do the Cosgrove part; it's very hard. So he
I
just
can
he
barely
just
do
plays
the
he plays the simple mambo the whole way through.
Yeah, I can barely do the Cascada.
So you'll just have to make sure that you grab, like, those are hits that you need to grab. Those you'll need to grab. Then you hit solo section, which is no big deal. And then you've got a lot of hits here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Straight measure.
7 with a rest.
6 straight measure.
And then
back to
nothing
the
else
Cascada.
until the very end.
Back to
1,
this.
2, 3, 4 measures, right? So you have to get the hits. This is, so you've been playing Spain sort of like a mambo. At least you've been doing the Afro-Cuban bass by Al.
Oh yeah.
This is a little slower than that. Spain, I think, is more like 260. I think this came out to be like 220. So it's a little bit slower than Spain is. So no big deal.
Finally.
Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump in. Got your headset?
I'm trying not to die because it's so cold outside. Then we have basketball, which is outside.
Maybe.
Probably.
We'll see.
If it's not raining,
Well, it started sprinkling on our drive here, so.
no, not really. I'm already ready for basketball, so it better not be canceled. Otherwise, I'm gonna be mad.
Volume's up. Okay, here we go. So this is a sight reading opportunity, right? So tell me what we think when we're sight reading. Let's run through the whole process. So first of all, What are the first three things you got to look for when you're sight reading a chart? You get dropped a chart right in front of you. Boom. You've never seen it before, never heard of it. You don't know how the song goes. What do you look for?
What kind of chart it is.
So style. Correct. That's
time
one.
signature.
2. What's 3?
Um.
It's kind of included in here. So the T word.
Tempo.
Yeah. So you're looking at tempo, time signature, style. Yeah, those three things. Hold on. Thursdays are long days. If I blow my voice out in the first couple lessons, I'm in for a haul. Especially I just got back from choir too. So if you move on to anything that isn't drum set, anything with pitch, you also have to keep track of the key signature. Okay? We don't have to because we're a drum set. That's drum set player privilege, I suppose. We don't have to worry about it. But if you were to do anything else, you need to know what key we're in. Okay? So those are the first three things. So what other things do we need to look for? So now that we've established that it is a slow swing in 4, what other kinds of things are we looking for?
Basically, does it have a coda?
Okay. That's a great next thing to look for. And
It
does?
so it's mostly time.
yeah?
Mostly time, few hits.
Mm-hmm. That's another good thing to look for. So hold on. Look for if anything jumps out at you, right? Is there something on the page that looks like it's going to be hard? If there's something that jumps out at you and it looks like it's going to be hard, look at that, you know? Look for how often you need to be grabbing hits, right? You've got your coda. What else do you need when there's a coda? There's one other thing you need.
Coda?
Yep, so what else are you looking for? So here's where you jump to the coda, which is the end here. What else do you need to know with a coda? Where the what is.
Where the DSL coda is.
Where's the repeat, dude?
Where's the repeat?
Where the S is. That's where you go back to.
So you go all the way
Right?
over here.
Mm-hmm.
Through here.
Yeah, you get all the way to the bottom of the page the first
You go
time. You
back
jump
up.
back to here until you get to there.
Here,
Then you
and then
jump.
you just cut.
Yep. Good. So you got your coda. Pay attention to figures. And then look for anything that just looks challenging. You know? Repeats are also good to look for. Time signature changes are also really important to note. Like if the school doesn't go on long enough, but Spain has a time signature change in it. We haven't gotten there. So it's way down the line. But it's good to know that there's a time signature change coming up, right? Do you see one? Or are we in 4/4 the whole time?
We're in 4/4.
Mm-hmm. Do you see any repeats other than the DS?
Repeats.
Other than single measure repeats, because there's a billion of those. I'm talking about like long form repeats. I see that, which means probably, right?
Yeah.
Where's the end of that one?
So
Yep.
you go through.
Yep. And you do it again. Good. You see any more?
Yeah. This and then right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the interlude to the DSL cut. Wait, so on the second time through, do you still go through and go to here? Or no, sorry.
You mean when you go back to the DS?
Yeah. So
You don't even hit the repeats. So you don't have to worry about
I
it.
know. I just realized that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Do you think you have everything you need? Take a look at the figures. Do you know how to play them? What are these? Just one note that holds for a long time on the end of one. What do you think? Really, there's 3 answers, right? Everything else is kind of off of the grid. You know, you can kind of figure them out as a case-by-case basis. But it's either going to be what are the 3?
Crash.
Well, you already said one, so I'll give you. You have Dooba Dooba. You have or the last one that we don't use as much.
Roomba.
Well, Roomba is a long form of rough bark, right?
What's the last one we don't use? Set up.
Mm-hmm. So those are really what you're looking for. So which of these, which of those 3 seems the most likely to be this? What's usually on the end of 1 or the end of 3? Dooba Dooba is usually and of 2 and of 4, right? And almost always there's more than just a single note like this, right? So this is going to be rough bark, but it's a long hit, which means you're not gonna bark it. You're gonna play it either on the ride or on the crash.
So rumba.
So because it's mezzo piano, normally I tell you when it's long, play it on a crash, but the song is really soft, so we don't really want to hit a crash
Why so
So-
mezzo piano?
because it's a soft song. It's a ballad.
So mezzo piano, mezzo piano, mezzo piano, piano.
Yeah, I don't think you hit any fortes.
Forte
You hit a forte
piano.
piano, but that's a little bit different. You only forte for half a second. Yeah. So this is a pretty mellow one. Okay. What about these? What are these?
Ba, dooba.
Oh yeah. Dooba dooba.
Rough bark.
You've seen this phrase before. What is this?
I forgot. It's dooba dooba.
Yeah. Dooba dooba ba dooba.
Ba-dooba.
Oh, what do you know?
Just repeating.
Oh, what about that one? How's that one gonna be different?
Bark.
Yeah, you want to bark that one. Why?
Because it's a rest.
Because there's a rest. And then
Ba.
ba dooba.
Don't twist your chords in.
Ba dooba.
Ba-dooba. Ba-dooba.
Mhm. Yep. So, not so bad, right? Just a billion doobity bas all in a row? Okay. Here we go. Let's give it a shot. Very 6. All right, here we go. Particularly liked that last thing that you did, leading into the solo section. That's nice. So, I know that was your first run. That was a sight read run. I keep forgetting that I'm pretty sure the recording actually just starts here at 9. I don't think the recording does this intro. I think they just jump into it. If they do, it's only a 4-bar intro. It's not an 8-bar intro. Because this always seems to come up sooner than I get there following the chart. So, what are your thoughts?
I'd rather it be a rock song.
That's not productive.
But it's just like the opposite of what I normally do, so
Okay, that's fine.
that's about it.
So nothing about, you don't want to make any comments about whether something was easy.
It's kind
What?
of easy. It's just really. I cannot follow it. Like I get the gist of it, but
Mhm.
just not used to this. It's
Yeah.
odd.
Which is why we got to get you used to it. Right? So, swap with me real quick. I want to illustrate something. Okay. So, I can tell a big difference between. Right? I can tell a big difference between that and this. So what was up with the second one? Did you tell? What's going on?
You're acting bored.
I was very clearly bored, and I was not only just bored, but I was making an outward show of how bored I was. Right? It shows in the music that you're playing. So I know I don't particularly love ballads either. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite to play. Jazz is not my favorite to play. Ballads are not my favorite to play. But you can eventually learn to enjoy even the stuff that you don't really like to play, because what's at the bottom of all, underneath it all? You still love playing drums, right? So maybe it's not your favorite version of playing the drums, but you're still getting to play drums. I could put you on a cowbell and you could spend the whole time going. So you're still getting to play drums at least, right? Still getting to use your dooba-doo-bahs. You're still getting to do all this other kind of stuff. So I want you to concentrate more on the fact that you're still getting to play drums rather than, well, this isn't my rock song that I really want to learn how to play. Because we will get to that, right? I can feel your attitude in the song. I can feel that you didn't want to do it. I could feel that it was like, ugh, I don't really like this. Ugh, I don't really want to do this. It's tangible, right? Like I'm not tripping. So Dad's feeling it too, right? So if you tell yourself if you tell yourself that I'm playing something that I don't want to do, you're gonna have a negative outlook. If you say I'm playing drums and I'm getting to play with high school students and I'm kicking butt and my parents and my teacher and everybody's really proud of me, that's gonna come out too. And then when you're playing even something really simple like a ballad, like it's gonna sound really good and everybody's gonna be stoked. And then what did I tell you is right after this? A rock chart. There's your reward. Stick to it, play it, work hard. I didn't need it to be perfect because it was sight reading. That's not what I was looking for. I saw the attitude of like, I don't really care what happens here. And that's what I don't want to see. Why am I going to bring you to these rehearsals and have you sit down if well, it's not one of my favorite ones, so I'm just going to kind of whatever, I don't care, right? We go for, I did not love, you came and saw me, right? I did this for like 2 hours. There's my big fill. When you guys came out and saw me in Orange County. But that's what the music calls for. And you can still find some fun in there. You can find fun in, the little things that you're doing or whatever else. I look out at this crowd of people and all of them are dancing and having a good time, and it's like, I'm giving these people, I don't love this music, but they do. Yeah? Okay. So, can we try that again? But I want you to put yourself in a better headspace. I know that's kind of more of an adult thing to do, but I like treating you like an adult instead of treating you like a little kid.
Embrace the reading part of it too, Zane.
Yeah, really.
That's the hard part, and the better you get at reading, the quicker these go, right?
Yeah.
I'm reading 700-page books.
If you embrace the music reading,
Yeah, we're talking about reading.
the
music.
hard part for you, this will
Yeah.
go faster and better.
Yeah. So try to if it's so easy, then you can really kind of try to grab the nuances. There's a bunch of dooba-doo-bahs in a row. Try to track them and make sure that you get the bark on that one. See, it sounds kind of nice, right? I get it's not your favorite. It's not my favorite either. It doesn't matter. You can still make it sound real nice. Yeah?
I wasn't.
If doing dooba-doo-bah exactly the same way is too boring for you, you can do extra stuff. kind of do some things to make it a little bit more interesting. You don't have to do exactly the same thing over and over again, but you know, so you can make it fun for yourself.
Was that the things that the hits were those? Was that trumpet or saxophone that was doing that?
So it actually switches halfway through.
Okay.
So it starts with a trumpet, and then after the bark is where then I believe it's the tenor picks it up.
Okay.
And so the tenor does the last 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
So imagine being the parents of the trumpet and saxophone player, and now they have this drummer that's not paying attention and not doing anything, it's making their kid sound worse, right? Make their kid sound better.
Yeah, because we are going to play a rock chart, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay? But even on the charts that we don't really want to do, we got to find a way to make it fun. Yeah? Yeah, I don't need a perfect run. We're still sight reading, but it's not hard to have a good attitude about it. All right. All right. This is Zane, and he loves to play drums. And this isn't his favorite song, but this is awesome because his next song is going to be a rock song. And the sooner that he plays this song really cool with a good attitude, the sooner he gets to play the rock chart. Yeah? Here we go. was like, hey, I'm going to kind of play some things that I think are kind of cool. And it was nice. Maybe a little too busy in some spots for a ballad, because ballads are, you know, tough. But I'd rather have, oops, it's a little bit too busy or whatever, to like, I don't care. Yeah? You'll get the hang of it. Especially, that's the whole point of playing in the ensemble, is because if you're a little bit too busy or you're not busy enough, oftentimes the director will reach out and say something. They'll say, hey, I want a little bit more from you. That's always great. Yeah, when they go, hey, you're down too low. Come on, give me some gas.
That's what Dad did do.
You're like, yeah, let's go. That's the best. That's the best one.
Again, that's what Dad did do.
Mm-hmm.
That one time.
Yeah, he did it to me. It was great.
You didn't believe it.
I wasn't quite sure how much gas he wanted me to give. So I gave it a little bit more, and he's like, no, turn it up. And so Mr. E did the same thing, actually. Or it was John, I'm not sure. But one of them, Little Sunflower was the one that was a little too much. There was another one that you were playing really quiet. And he goes, no, give me some gas. And I looked over at you, and you had this big smile, because you're like, I get to play loud?
It was Spain.
Yeah. So, well, whichever one it was.
There was two drummers, and he asked if you guys were hitting the drums.
Yeah. It's like, you guys asleep back there? It's like, that means you got permission to play, my dude. So that's the best one. You get that, you're in business. Okay, so there was only one spot that seemed to be a little bit of a struggle. Where was it? In every...
Right, in this, getting back up to there.
Yep, it was right here. This whole, like, the last 2.5 measures. So after you do all the dooba-doobahs, being able to get back into where you needed to be, and then back here. I will say you landed on beat 1 both times, so you're feeling at least where, ba-boom, where the downbeat is, which is good. But this was just kind of floating, like you didn't really know what to do here. So let's do, I'm not going to make you play the whole thing again, but I want to see if we can just kind of clean that up so that you've got an idea of what to do there. And then we'll move on to Birdland. Sound good?
Okay, why is it such a jazzy name with a rock song?
Birdland?
Yeah.
Well,
We're not there yet.
yeah, to my understanding, when they're talking about birds in like jazz, they're referring to like bebop, which was, I believe that was Charlie Parker's nickname. And so he was kind of the pioneer of like bebop jazz, which is a really bright and energetic kind of music. And so I think that's sort of what they're referring to in the song, is they're talking about people really enjoying bebop. Because there's a version of this by Manhattan Transfer that has lyrics and stuff, and they were talking about it. So yeah, talking about bebop and whatever.
Okay, what is Manhattan Transfer?
Zane,
That's a band.
let's not lose focus and get to where you need to go so you can actually get there.
Yep. Alrighty. So I'm gonna back you up to the beginning of the Dooba Doo Baz. You're gonna hit this last. I'll even point to help you keep track of where they are, right? And then after you hit this last one, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. You're all set. Yeah? It's a lot easier than the stuff you have to do in Spain. Way easier. So, let's get it. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Actually don't have to get to like kind of what you were doing in Spain where you're going like bop bop. You could just drop back into time here. I know it says rests, but the song doesn't stop there. The rests are really more for the horn players. So you could hit these last ba doo ba doo ba doo ba da 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 4 1 2 You know what could actually look really nice here? This is 2 bars. You could do a 3-5-4, 5-4-3. Yeah. So
Give that a try, dude.
do it 3-5-4. If you wanted to start it here, you could do 3-5-4, 5-4-3. However you want to do it. That's the thing about jazz that is suffocating at first, but becomes fun later. Is all of your options for choice. You get to choose how to do it. You get to do it the way that you want to. Yeah. So maybe you do a buzz roll one time. Maybe another time you do a 3-5-4, 5-4-3. Maybe another time you just sit out entirely and then kind of boom. You bring everybody back in that way, right? You get to choose how you want to bring everybody back in. So, and then when it's slower, you got more time to decide on what choices you want to make. Okay? So, one more time and then Birdland. Oh. No. Oh. Sorry, I was too early. questions?
Can we get to the rock song?
Yes.
Putting in a big fill right there, I
Sheesh.
think you would really impress with John, and who was the other guy?
Bruce.
Bruce.
So Bruce is the Santa Claus looking one. John is the one that's usually conducting.
With the odd sense of time?
Yeah.
Yeah. You pull out a 3-5-4.
No,
Because you know who isn't pulling out 3-5-4s right there is Angel and Gabe. They're not doing it.
I know, but
His clapping of the wood block is what he was talking about.
Oh, yeah, that can be something else. Ran into a little bit of that yesterday, and I had another talk with him about it, where this is not enough. 1, 2, 1, bah. Very clear. Not clear. So that stuff drives me crazy.
Just tell him if he doesn't do it, you're gonna pull all the tremors out of the chest.
Oh man, start making threats, huh? I'm not tenured yet. Bad idea. Okay, so this is exhausting to look at. There's way too much ink on this page. Okay, so I'm gonna simplify it for you.
I'm surprised the page isn't soaking wet from all that ink.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so let's run through the process. What do we got? First three things are
Time signature,
Mhm.
what kind of thing it is,
style.
and then tempo.
Yep. So it is a
It's fast rock and 4/4. That
good.
is absolutely normal.
Boom. Easy. Okay? You got 8 measures up front, right? 7 plus 1, and then you bring everybody in. Okay. What do they have you doing here?
So
Don't worry about reading exactly the bass part yet. But yeah, they have you playing quarter notes on snare, and they have you doing what on hi-hat?
that's
And then-
rock. Rock is.
Okay. That's still part of it. So no rock song ever
All
does
your
that?
punk songs?
Oh my gosh.
Metal songs do it all the time. Okay, so either way. So yeah, that would be wild if you even start getting picky about what kind of rock. You're actually getting to play a rock chart in a jazz band. But okay, also, what is it telling you that they are?
Oh no.
What do you mean?
Why? Why can't they
What do you
just
mean,
be
why?
snare, not cross?
We'll get there, but you're not even giving it a chance. You've written the chart off before we've even gotten there. This is what we were just talking about with the attitude. I finally put a rock chart in front of you, and we're holding our head going, oh no. Why? Why are we so negative? We don't need to be. You're getting to play drums with high school kids.
I
You're
want
getting
to
to
go
play
full blast, not half blast.
Okay. But there's something to so you're
Dynamics.
approaching it. I hate to say it like this, but you're showing me a very selfish mindset. I want to play as hard as I want to play, regardless of what everybody else is doing. You know where you do that? In the studio. You can do as much of that as you want in a studio. In an ensemble, you're playing together. It's more about the music than it is about you getting to swing the stick as hard as you can. Right? If you just want to hit the drums as hard as you can, we just won't do Tuesdays, and you can just slam in the studio as much as you want. That's what that looks like. But in no world ever is it just about slamming as hard as you possibly can, ignoring everybody else. Even in a metal band, even in a punk band, you still have to pay attention to the dynamics of everybody else in the band. Punk songs, metal songs, they have sections where the dynamics come down. If everything is at triple forte all the time, it gets very boring for the listener. Okay? So, what I'm hearing is, not wanting to play basketball because having to pass the ball away sucks. You want to be the one who gets to shoot all the time. It's like, well, then why are you playing in a league? Go to a court and just shoot by yourself. You know what I mean? Do you see what I'm getting at? Okay. I just need an attitude shift. This is a fun opportunity that I'm giving only to you. I could bring in Wyatt to play with these guys. Who else? I could probably bring in Ben. I could probably bring in maybe Aiden or Jackson. Jackson, probably not all of them, but he could, right?
I know.
I picked you. Okay? So I want you to respect that. Not only just being respectful to me and to Dad who's paying for this time here, right? But respectful to the people you're going to play with too. Okay? It's not the Zane show. When you're recording drum covers at home by yourself, that's the Zane show. When you're in an ensemble, it's not. Okay? You got to follow dynamics. You got to play what the chart tells you to play. Okay? All right.
Also, I've never heard this before.
Good. That's the point, right?
Hence, it's called sight reading.
Yes, sir. It's good for you.
Should be
In
called-
fact, that's not even totally correct. I played it for you last week.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
So,
So we were having some attitude issues last week too. So, all right. So let's work our way through the chart. So first, you have hi-hat. You have eighth notes on the hi-hat. You have cross stick on snare, on quarter notes. Okay? Ignore this. What you're looking at is the first measure, no bass. Dut, 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 dut. Boom, 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 boom. 3 and 4 and 1. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 2, 3. 2, 3 and 4 and 1. Boom, bop, boom, boom. Yep. Good. Okay? So you're gonna do a lot of that. Every once in a while you'll have an opportunity for a fill or some kind of thing like that. Then what will happen is you get to 42 and then look what it turns into. Yay, your favorite. We get a backbeat in there. So there's some dooba-doobahs that you can catch in here. You have that kind of stuff that's happening. So I want you to listen for those and I want you to find them. Grab them as quick as you can, okay? If you miss the first couple while you're figuring it out, oh, okay, there's the pattern, and then you play it, cool, good. You don't have to grab it right away because this chart is not real good about telling you exactly where those hits are. It just put as much ink on the page for no reason. These could have just been written as repeats, right?
exactly.
Yeah. Like, look, they even did it down here. Why did they just... I don't know. This chart drives me crazy. Okay. All right. Let's just give it a shot and see how it goes. This one I think I can pull up on YouTube. This is correct. 3, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Ready, go. 1. So, what did we both forget to do? What did we both forget to do before we started that chart? We found out that it was a fast rock in 4. And then we talked about some of the rhythms. What did we forget to do?
Do the tempo.
Mm-mm.
What? I forgot to work on the codas.
Whoops. I looked down, I saw a coda, and I started scrambling. I'm like,
I remember the coda. I remember the DSL
Oh, you remembered
coda
it?
was there.
I had to find it. I'm like, I don't know. So what happened was I knew that we were okay, 1 measure in, 2 measures in, 3 measures in. I'm like, there it is. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, there we are.
Yeah,
That was how I
was
had to
the
do it.
You were just like.
This one I think could be a lot of fun because there's a big fill open for you.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I'm pulling out my 6 list.
So all of that is good. The big thing that we have to remember is that in the midst of it is still an ensemble performance, right? So we got to make sure that we play well. You know it. So what I mean to say is that they would both be impressed and kind of they'd be telling you to turn down after that. So they'd be like, "Whoa! First of all, okay, crazy that you can play like that, but that's too much. We got to dial it back." Okay, so they wouldn't just rip your head off because they're not expecting that out of a kid your age. But
Why would they rip my head off? Like, figured.
well, if it was a professional gig, they would just say, "Okay, see you later." And yeah, it happens. It happens. You show up and you're not exactly what they're looking for, so they kick you out. But that's a lot more ruthless of a world, and you don't have to worry about that at your age.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you become an adult, that is how the world works, though. Especially if you decided to do this professionally, it'll be like that.
I want to rock professionally.
Well,
with my own band, so that'll be fine.
That has everything to do with your drive as you get older. So.
My
you can-
drive? Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'll be driving quite well.
Not a car.
Yeah,
will
your
be
your
driving.
drive to make a rock band succeed. The amount of time that you're willing to spend writing songs and practicing and doing all the hard stuff, not just the easy stuff.
The hard stuff.
I love playing metal, but I was
Yes.
not able to make a living playing metal.
Why not?
Your dad gives me money every once in a while to play some metal, but that's about all I get.
It's not even metal,
made
it's
a living
post-hardcore,
playing
if anything.
country and playing, well, mostly country, but rock,
Any jazz?
some jazz. Yeah.